Haki or rights of intellectual property are exclusive rights given a law or regulation to a person or a group of people on their copyright. In essence, Haki is the right to enjoy economically the results of an intellectual creativity. Objects regulated in Haki are works that arise or born due to human intellectual abilities. Every right classified into Haki must gain legal strength over work or septania. For this reason, the purpose of applying for Haji. The purpose of Haki's first application, anticipation of the possibility of violating Haki owned by other parties. The second, increasing the competition and market share in the commercialization of intellectual property. Third, can be used as a consideration in determining research, business and industry strategy in Indonesia. The various Haki, rights of intellectual property. 1. Copyright. Copyright is a special right for creators to announce or increase his creation. Including protected creation is a creation in the field of science, literature and art. The copyright is granted against creation in the scope of science, art, and kesusastraan. The copyright was only given exclusively to the creators, namely a or few people together who were born against the inspiration of a creation based on the mind, imagination, blessment, skills that are poured in distinctive and personal form. Haki's principles or rights to intellectual property. The principles of intellectual property rights, Haki, are as follows. 1. Economic principles. In economic principles, intellectual rights come from creative activities from human mindset that have benefits and economic value that will benefit from copyright owners. The principle of justice. The principle of justice is a legal protection for the owner of an intellectual ability, so that it has power in the use of intellectual property rights in his work. 3. Cultural principles. The principle of culture is the development of science, literature and art to increase the standard of life and will provide benefits for the community, nation and the state. Social principles. The social principle regulates the human interests as citizens, so that the rights that have been granted by law for a work are one of the unity that is provided protection based on the balance between individual and society, the environment. Benefits of rights. Based on the guidelines for IPR recognition, Directorate General of Small and Medium Industries in Industry, intellectual property rights have several benefits for various parties, namely, for the business world, there is protection from protection or forgery of intellectual works from other parties, both domestically and abroad. The company will also receive a positive image if it has legal protection in the field of Haki. Divide the inventor, guaranteeing the legal certainty of anyone is an individual or group, and avoid losses due to counterfeiting or other parties. Types of Haki. Explained on the Ministry of Trade, Kemendag, website, Haki is classified as two, namely copyright and industrial wealth rights. Copyright, exclusive rights to creators or rights recipients in announcing or increasing their creation or also providing permission, without reducing acts according to applicable laws. Industrial wealth rights. Patents. Brand. Industrial design. Plant varieties. Secret of trade. Integrated diagram layout design. Regulations of Haki in Indonesia have existed since the 1840s. The Dutch colonial government introduced the first law regarding the protection of UTI in 1844. As for some of the regulations made by the Netherlands at that time were Brand Law, 1885, Patent Law, 1910, Copyright Law, 1912. The three rules have changed and revisions in accordance with their era. The latest change existed in 2001, where the government of Indonesia passed Law No. 14 of 2001 concerning